In Nigeria, learning poverty is a silent crisis. Millions of children are in school, but they aren't learning. The traditional approach of teaching a mixed ability class often leaves the most vulnerable students behind. But in Kaduna State, a new method is changing the narrative. Teaching at the right level is transforming education, one child at a time, by meeting learners where they are.
So sometime, I think in early 2020, 2019, there was a learning poverty report that was conducted in Kaduna by the Kaduna State government. And indications from that report showed that there was a very high learning poverty. Over 70% of children that were between the ages of 10 to 15 could not read a simple paragraph or do basic addition or subtraction. And the Kaduna State government was very worried about that poor results that was collected during the learning poverty. So in 2022, 3 great organizations came together: TaRL Africa, Kaduna State, and UNICEF. We came together to put heads to address the issue of learning poverty in Kaduna. So TaRL was born in 2022 in Kaduna State with counterpart funding from UNICEF and Kaduna State government, and TaRL Africa, of course, providing technical support on how to, offer remediation for children that were falling behind.
Teaching at the right level is one of the intervention programs that is very dear to us. When the program was introduced to Kaduna in 2021 by UNICEF, we were actually very excited because at that time, Kaduna State was experiencing high levels of learning poverty. We took a delegation to Maiduguri, Borno State, where that program had started before us. And we basically saw the results. And the results were actually very positive. And that was how the Kaduna State government became convinced that it is actually the right catch-up program, to bring all our learners up to speed.
Okay, before the coming of TaRL, my learners had a lot of challenges. Number one, they didn't like coming to school. Even if they come to school, they were not concentrating. They can't write, they can't read. The teachers were using teachers' method instead of using the learners' method. That is before the coming of TaRL. And so it was not helpful to the learners.
The Teaching at the Right Level program in Kaduna State, a collaboration between the state government and TaRL Africa, is an initiative to address the issue of learning poverty by improving foundational literacy and numeracy skills in students.
I feel so relieved because this TaRL, I noticed that many of these learners are very interested in learning through TaRL. The first time I tried it, I noticed a big difference, quite unlike before. When I'm teaching, you see them playing, I will be trying so hard to call their attention. Then with the TaRL, I divide them in their various groups. I will notice that each and every one of them is participating fully.
We give support to head teachers, both on instructional and leadership management. And we also give support to teachers on the lesson delivery for effectiveness. We also assist in giving support to even learners to see that everything went or goes on or well.
In TaRL, we do assessment, data recording and grouping. During the group work, we give those ones that are struggling their level, activity that is their level, like letter jump, this one. Those ones that are higher level, we give them the one that will see, and so we'll carry everybody along. So TaRL have a way to carry everybody along compared to before.
TaRL works by assessing students and grouping them based on their actual learning levels rather than their age or grade. Instruction is then tailored to these groups with a focus on interactive, child-centered activities.
What I enjoy most about learning in TaRL group is that to bring out ideas and pick up the answer. I enjoy subtraction and in English.
What was difficult for me in class was that I had some problems with my spelling. Now, with the help of TaRL, I can spell very well now.
Kaduna is what I call a pro-TaRL state. His Excellency, the Governor Basani, has also shown commitment to see that the program is being scaled to all the local governments in the state. The state government is really fully committed, and we're working really hard to see that very soon those local governments that are not covered would also be included so that we achieve a full-scale implementation.
Yeah, we achieve a lot with this methodology. And also, I advise even the state to scale up all this methodology, TaRL methodology in our LGS, for the whole LGS in Kaduna State.
Based on request and the priority for the Federal Ministry of Education, they approached both TaRL and UNICEF, ensuring that as children are transitioning from primary 6 into JS1, they are acquiring those foundational skills. We went into partnership with UNICEF and to implement and try it out and pilot it in Kaduna. Kaduna State has been wonderful. We're trying it in 5 schools in Kaduna for now. Of course, we are learning as we move on. This is so that at the end of the day, we have a model that is fit for purpose for junior secondary school that can be scaled across the nation. The demand is coming from the federal government.
It was a huge relief to me as a teacher, because prior to that, you have students coming into the junior secondary schools without the basic literacy skills. So it was difficult to navigate through the learning process. So the coming of TaRL actually brought a huge relief to us as teachers because it helped us pull through the learning process better.
Truly, TaRL has changed the culture of the school. One is the quality assurance of the competence of my teachers.
In fact, the changes are many. You can read simple stories in English. We have never seen this before the coming of TaRL.
In fact, I've experienced a lot of changes in her. She can read and write. She can take her book, read on her own, and she's more concerned about her book now.
The success of teaching at the right level in Kaduna isn't just about a new method. It is about a collective commitment. It is about a government that listens to data, a community that steps up, and teachers who empower their students. As this program scales, it holds the promise of not just changing classrooms, but changing the future of an entire generation, proving that when we teach at the right level, every child has the potential to learn.